You're watching TAG TV.
Good evening and welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 25th of September. 2 terrorists killed in encounter in India's Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan-administered Kashmir remains breeding ground for Pak-backed terrorist, claim activist. And Nepal's newly anointed living goddess makes first public appearance. And now for all the details. Security forces gunned down 2 terrorists in an encounter in Supor town of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Tuesday. The encounter came a day after 3 terrorists were killed in an anti-infiltration operation in Kupwara district of the province.
Two terrorists were killed in a gunfight with security forces in Sopore town of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Tuesday. The encounter broke out after a joint team of Army, Special Operation Group and paramilitary CRPF cordoned off the area. Search operations were still underway till the last reports came in, as there were reports of a 3rd terrorist being trapped at the cordon. This came a day after security forces gunned down 3 terrorists following an infiltration bid in Kupwara district of the province. A security personnel also lost his life during the operation.
इस सर्च ऑपरेशन के दौरान 4 से 5 मिलिटेंट्स को ट्रैप किया गया, जो इन्फिल्ट्रेट करके अंदर आए थे. इनमें से 3 की डेड बॉडी जो है रिट्रीव की जा चुकी है, जिनको मेडिकल लीगल फॉर्मेलिटीज के बाद में बरियल भी इनका हो चुका है.
India accuses Pakistan of regularly arming and infiltrating terrorists across the border as proxy to mount attacks on Indian soil. Pakistan denies the allegations.
Indian Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj on Monday called upon world leaders to collectively fight against militancy while addressing the Nelson Mandela Peace Summit during the ongoing UNGA session in New York. She also held separate bilateral meetings with world leaders to boost diplomatic ties.
Indian Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj on Monday attended the Mandela Peace Summit in United Nations organised to commemorate former South African President and anti-apartheid hero Nelson Mandela's birth centenary. Swaraj called upon world leaders to collectively fight against militancy and follow the path shown by Mandela. She underscored that the values of forgiveness, compassion and inclusiveness of society espoused by Mandela are needed now more than ever in the current turbulent times around the world.
Excellencies, our world is still beset with conflicts, terror and hateful ideologies that are transcending borders and impacting our lives. No one should be allowed to support terror or its perpetration. Our collective survival as a global family requires that the wisdom of pioneering leaders such as Mandela should remain as our moral compass.
Swaraj also held talks with her Moroccan counterpart Nasser Bourita on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly meet. They discussed strengthening cooperation in areas of commerce, pharma, cybersecurity, defense and culture. During the meeting with his Spanish counterpart Josep Borrell Fontelles, both the leaders explored ways to intensify ties in investment, renewable energy and tourism. She also met European Union High Representative Federica Mogherini and discussed issues related to trade and investment and exchanged views on the regional and global issues.
Moving on, activists from Pakistan-administered Kashmir have said the illegally occupied region remains a breeding ground for Pakistan-backed terrorists. The activists made the remarks while highlighting the issues concerning them during an event on the sidelines of the ongoing UN session in Geneva.
Political activists from Pakistan-administered Kashmir have expressed concerns over growing extremism and terrorist activities in their region. During an event on the sidelines of the UNHRC session in Geneva, the activists also highlighted the issues concerning the people in the illegally occupied region. They claim that there are terrorist camps running under the patronage of the state of Pakistan in Pakistan-administered Kashmir.
आज़ाद कश्मीर जो है वो बरसा बरस से एक टेररिज्म का हब बना हुआ है, जहां टेररिस्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जो है वो पाकिस्तान की एजेंसियों ने, पाकिस्तान ने कायम किया हुआ है फॉर द टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटीज ऑन द अदर पार्ट ऑफ कश्मीर. तो सो ये लॉन्चिंग पैड है.
India has long accused neighboring Pakistan of arming, training and infiltrating militants as proxy to mount attacks on Indian soil. New Delhi also accuses Islamabad of sheltering UN-designated terrorist Hafiz Saeed. Earlier this year, in a strict move, the US also announced suspension of all security assistance to Pakistan, blaming it for failing to tackle militancy on its soil.
Meanwhile, protests were held recently in Pakistan-administered Kashmir against Islamabad's water war in the illegally occupied region. Locals blamed that Pakistan has been diverting the waters from the Neelam River to its much-favoured Punjab province, depriving the public of their most basic right.
Massive protests were carried out in Muzaffarabad city of Pakistan-administered Kashmir against Islamabad's complicity in destroying the natural habitat, wildlife and essentially the life and livelihood of the common people. Pakistan, which has been misruling the region for more than 7 decades, is now depriving the common people of their water lifeline, the Neelam River, through an elaborate scheme which has changed the flow of the fresh water from the mountains to Punjab province. A massive water crisis has built up of late, which has forced the people to either live in uninhabitable conditions or move to other places.
तो इससे ज़्यादा और अफेक्ट क्या होना है जब पानी नहीं है तो जितनी भी जानदार चीज़ें हैं तो वो पानी कहाँ से हासिल करेंगी. उनका तो जो मेजर सोर्स ऑफ वाटर था वो तो दरिया नीलम था और जिसका जो कुदरती बहाव है वो खत्म हो गया. तो अब दरिया नीलम में जब मुजफ्फराबाद शहर का जो आलूदा पानी है वो बह रहा है और वो एक गंदे नाले की शक्ल इख्तियार कर गया है.
The Neelam Jhelum power project, which was built at the pretext of bringing prosperity to the region, has left the people deprived of basic human need, water. Even the monsoon waters were not able to charge the Neelam River, as the water from the catchment areas has also been diverted to Punjab.
And in news from Afghanistan, Gulbuddin Hekmatyar, leader of Afghanistan's Hizb-e-Islami party, on Monday said Taliban and Daesh are the same and only their flags are different. Hekmatyar, a former Afghan warlord, had earlier said that any insurgent group that refuses to accept peace is an enemy of Islam and the Afghan people.
Afghanistan Hizb-e-Islami party leader Gulbuddin Hekmatyar on Monday said Taliban and Daesh are the same and only their flags differ. Hekmatyar, a former warlord, made the remarks during a meeting with residents of eastern Nangarhar province. Speaking at the gathering, he also criticized security forces for their blind night raid operations that are affecting civilians.
متاسفانه چې د دولت او د بهرنیو ځواکونو د تیارو تر وزر لاندې د خپلو ملګرو په خلاف چلیږي.
Last month, Hekmatyar had said that an insurgent group that continues the war and refuses to accept peace is an enemy of Islam and the Afghan people. He had also criticized Taliban's attack on Ghazni city, especially attacks on residential areas.
Moving on to news from Nepal, Trishna Shakya, Nepal's living goddess, on Monday made her first public appearance after being anointed in September last year. The appearance was made on the occasion of an annual traditional festival in the country.
A huge crowd gathered on Monday in Nepal when the country's first living goddess, Trisha Shakya, made her first public appearance after being anointed in September last year. She made the public appearance on the occasion of Indra Jatra, a traditional festival observed to worship Devraj Indra, the goddess of rains and good harvest. Various cultural shows led by scores of youths were also staged in the premises of an ancient palace on the occasion. Nepal has a tradition of worshipping a girl from the Newar community as a Kumari after she undergoes various religious tests. The successor to a Kumari is chosen when she is about to attain puberty. Despite criticism, the practice has continued. In 2008, Nepal's Supreme Court ruled out that Kumari must be given an education inside her residence and be allowed to sit for exams.
The holy shrine of Sarnath in India's northern Uttar Pradesh province is attracting tourists and devotees from across the globe. The Buddhist devotees visit the shrine in search of enlightenment and to seek blessings of Lord Buddha.
Devotees and tourists hailing from various parts of the country and abroad throng Buddhist pilgrimage Sarnath in India's northern Uttar Pradesh province throughout the year to seek blessings of Lord Buddha. Sarnath is one of the holy places associated with the life of Lord Buddha. It is the place where Buddha delivered his first sermons to his 5 disciples after attaining enlightenment. The yearly football also provides locals a source of income, as majority of them rely on handicraft and sculpting business for their livelihood.
Our Sarnath plays very important role in the Buddhist people because this is the holy place or sacred place where our Buddha preached the first sermon to 5 disciples, 5 of his disciples. So, how many days?
With its history and rich cultural heritage, Sarnath attracts hundreds of people and Buddha followers from across the globe who travel to the holy shrine in search of enlightenment.
Hindus from different parts of the country gathered in India's eastern Gaya city on Tuesday to pay homage to the departed souls of their ancestors. They offered special prayers and food items as part of the traditional rituals to free the departed souls from the cycle of life and death.
Devout Hindus in India's eastern Gaya city on Monday performed rituals to pay homage and pray for the well-being of their souls of their ancestors on the occasion of Pitra Paksh or Fortnight of Ancestors. Devotees offered prayers and special food items to their ancestors on the banks of Phalgu river as part of the age-old rituals to free the departed souls from the cycle of life and death. In Hinduism, Pitra Paksh is considered an inauspicious time to start the new ventures or buy anything new, given the death rites performed during the ceremony known as Shraddh.
ये जो पितृ पक्ष जो श्राद्ध का जो समय है, इसको बहुत धर्म का स्थान है। गया श्राद्ध करने से मरे हुए प्राणियों की पितृ आत्मा की शांति होता है और ये स्वर्ग गति को प्राप्त करते हैं। और इनके जो भी फैमिली से जो करते हैं उनके परिवार का धन धान की वृद्धि होती है, घर में सुख शांति आता है, बाल बच्चों को ऊपर में भगवान का आशीर्वाद बना रहता है, इनसे उनकी वृद्धि होती है।
According to the Hindu tradition, Pitra Paksh is a 16 lunar day period. It falls in the Hindu lunar month of Bhadrapada, beginning with the full moon night that occurs immediately after 10 days festival of Ganesh Chaturthi and ends with the new moon night.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. 2 terrorists killed in encounter in India's Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan-administered Kashmir remains breeding ground for Pak-backed terrorist, claim activist. And Nepal's newly anointed living goddess makes first public appearance. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.